My name is Dale Stark, and I'm a pediatrician. I've been in Sacramento 25 years, but I have been a proponent of national health programs since medical school, when I proudly wore my little ceramic button that said healthcare for people, not profits. And I've been working on the issue on and off for all these years, never let go of it. I was part of National Health Service Program, National Health Service Corps. So I did my payback time at La Clínica de la Raza in Oakland. I created that slot on the program so I could work there. It was always my plan to work there. And we gave better care there than at the Children's Hospital where I trained. More comprehensive care in many ways. If a patient had Medi-Cal, they were, wow, they have insurance. Because most of our patients were undocumented and had no insurance whatsoever. But we would have patients, the parents who would get a job, the dad would get a job, they'd go off to Kaiser for several months, and then they'd come back to us so they can get their things taken care of that Kaiser would not take care of. Things like inguinal hernias in the babies. Oh, they'll grow out of it. Trigger thumb, things like that. And we had a great network of specialists who helped us take care of our patients. Then I went from there to San Francisco General, working in the outpatient clinic there, in San Francisco at the same time you were. And then we moved to Sacramento 25 years ago for my husband's job. And I got a position at what was then called Sacramento Sierra Medical Group, SSMG, before it became SMG, Sutter Medical Group. It was billed then as a clinic without walls. It looked like it was providing comprehensive care. It looked to be somewhat reasonable. Kaiser was not hiring, and so having gone from places in San Francisco where I could find work that suited and work with people that suited my politics more, there really wasn't much here in Sacramento when I came here. But that place seemed fine. Well, it turned into Sutter Medical Group. Now it's just another huge program where recently Medi-Cal has just been, except for pediatrics, Medi-Cal will no longer be accepted in the Sutter Medical Group. They are letting us continue to see our Medi-Cal patients in pediatrics only. We're the only ones, and that's, I think, only because WellSpace has not developed enough pediatric care, and my sense is eventually they're going to take that away from us too. I don't know yet. But for me, I mean, I could give you examples of care problems, but for me, it's the day-to-day things that drive me crazy. It's the patients who leave us because their insurance had to change because of their work and then come back. They're always in revolving doors. They can never have a good, well, not never, but many times lose that good trust with a provider that they know. And it's the calling up specialists on behalf of a patient who doesn't speak English, and their first words out of their mouth to me is always, what's their insurance? I want to see all those things gone, but I want to just speak really quickly for a moment about SB 562, because my husband works at the Assembly, so I have a little information about what's been going on there, and I'm not at liberty to say everything, but I do know that Rendon totally supports single-payer plan. They work in a very mysterious way sometimes, and there are political reasons that we don't know about and that we might not agree with of why it was tabled. But for me, the bottom line is, I think the bill was the way it was presented was lacking. Did not provide. It was not going to pass. It was not going to pass. We want to see a bill that can pass. And so to spend the time, the extra time, and that's going to be our job and other people's jobs, to work with them and convince them and give them the information so they cannot just be this insulated group of legislators trying to figure it out. We need to provide the information that can give them that financial understanding so they can pass it. So I'm willing to spend that extra time. I'm not in a hurry. I don't support the way it was maligned. I mean, the people who tabled it being maligned, rather than saying, okay, we need to convince them how to do the work right. And that's what we need to do, and I think that's our job now, is we have a bill. It's so exciting that there is going to be something there And I think we just have to be patient and do it right so we can get it, all the pieces put in place and get it passed.